year, the Heisman Trophy decides the best player in college football, but today it'll be decided by College Football Imperialism. I've put the 20 Heisman finalists onto this map, and every round we'll spin this wheel to see who's attacking and this arrow to see which direction they'll attack in. Then we'll simulate a game in College Football 25 where the winning team survives, but the losers are out for good. But don't think this is your everyday imperialism. I feel like in order to be crowned the best player in college football, you need to be able to play every position. So I filled every team's roster with the stats of their Heisman finalists. So now there are 85 Travis Hunters, 85 Ashton Jantes, and 85 Cam Wards all battling it out for one trophy. And first up, we have Cam Ward going on the attack. And the direction that he'll be headed is south. So that means for our first matchup, we're going to see Cam Ward try to take over Carson Beck's land. However, since Cam Ward is on the attack, we're giving home field advantage to Carson Beck. And it looks like he's definitely going to need it because Cam Ward's coming in at a 60 overall, where Carson Beck's coming in at a 52. But let's go ahead and see what's going to happen in our first match of Heisman Imperialism. So jumping into the action here, we are all level at 14 points apiece. Currently, Cam Ward does have the ball and he is driving, but there's only a minute left. He's going to find his man, and the Carson Beck pursuit is so bad that Cam Ward is going to score a touchdown and take our lead. We'll see if that ends up holding up or if Carson Beck is going to be able to manage a comeback. He's going to bring that one out to the 26-yard line, and now he has 53 seconds, all 3 timeouts to go to work with. Everybody is basically stars. I am kind of surprised with that. But he's going to take a sack to start out this drive. That is not good, and they're not going to call a timeout right away. I don't know if that's just the sim logic, but Carson Beck needs to start moving things along if he wants to stay alive in the Heisman running. He's going to go ahead and take the snap. He senses some pressure, and it's going to fall incomplete. So now it comes down to this. We have a 4th and 8 situation. Carson Beck needs a first down to stay alive. If Cam Ward can get one more stop on defense, they are going to get the win, and that's exactly what happens with that sack right there. So the Cam Wards line up in victory formation, and we're saying goodbye to Carson Beck in our competition. And now turning back to our wheel spin, it looks like our next competitor is actually going to be Caleb Johnson. So we're kind of staying in the north of the map, but Caleb Johnson can face Dylan Gabriel, Shador Sanders, Jeremiah Smith, Riley Leonard, Ashton Jante, or Avery Johnson. And I honestly want to see a battle of the Johnsons here. But it's all going to come down to this wheel spin right here, and it looks like the direction Caleb Johnson is going to be facing is Avery Johnson up north. So once again, we're giving our home field advantage to Avery Johnson because he's the Heisman finalist that's trying to protect his land, but Caleb Johnson does have the overall advantage by 7 overall. So we'll see what ends up happening. And this one just wasn't even close. Jumping into this with a minute and 49 seconds left, Caleb Johnson has put up 31 points against Avery Johnson's defense, and he gets a pick there to solidify the game. It's just clear that this running back from Iowa stands a way better chance than most QBs in our competition. I don't know if it's just because of the size or the strength of the position. We're going to see later on who the best position in football is for the Heisman. Normally the Heisman goes to quarterbacks, but you can see that this running back just dominated. So that means that Avery Johnson is leaving our competition, and Caleb Johnson is the winner of the two. But our third attacker of this competition is going to be Garrett Nussmeier, so we're sticking with the quarterbacks, and let's see which direction he'll be attacking in. His directional arrow is going to end up pointing south, so that means he's taking on Jackson Dart. And I don't know what Jackson Dart ever did to EA, but they did him dirty as he comes in at a 33 overall on defense. Luckily, that high offense does still give him the overall advantage, but it's only by 1 overall. To my surprise, I guess the 33 overall on defense didn't stop Jackson Dart from keeping this game a defensive-minded one. Garrett Nussmeier has only put up 2 field goals, and Jackson Dart, if he can get into the end zone, can put this game away. Garrett Nussmeier is going to take his 2nd timeout. He only has 1 more left. But like I said, Jackson Dart only needs a touchdown and this game will be over. It's 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line, and that one's actually going to get picked off. Garrett Nussmeier does have a chance to come back. He's going to need to go 80 yards in a minute and 36 seconds with 1 timeout, and he cannot settle for a field goal. So he's got to do something that he hasn't done all day, and that is see the back of the end zone. He's going to take the snap here on 1st down, and he is going to have a man beat for the 1st down. No, he actually drops that. Luckily, it does stop the clock, but I know Garrett Nussmeier fans out there definitely wanted to see that 1st down be completed. So now we have a minute and 32 seconds left, and I feel like he was able to get past his defender. We just need those catching attributes a bit higher. He's got a few men wide open, and he's going to find one for the 1st down right around the 40-yard line. That 1st down also does stop the clock until the ref places the ball, but they still got to get to the line, and with a minute and 15 seconds left, They're gonna snap this ball, and we're gonna see what they can do on this 1st and 10, and he's gonna take a sack. I honestly feel like I gotta root for Jackson Dart because of the jerseys, but I still want a close competition, you know? We're finally gonna get a spike with 48 seconds left, but now we're in a 3rd and 12 situation for Garrett Nussmeier. Obviously, he does have 2 downs to try to make this happen, but he doesn't want to get too aggressive or else he could throw a pick. He's gonna throw it deep though, and it almost gets caught. But with that incompletion, it looks like it's all gonna come down to this 4th and 12. He's gotta pick it up, and he has a man wide open. What is Jackson Dart doing? He gives up the long touchdown on 4th and 12, and Garrett Nussmeier just took the lead. Little head tap baby cradle too. I see you, Garrett. So now an extra point will put him up 3 points, and we are seeing that 33 overall on defense come to bite Jackson Dart in the butt. So Garrett Nussmeier does end up making the extra point, so that means that Jackson Dart needs a field goal to at least send this thing to overtime. He does have all 3 timeouts, so they can still play the middle of the field. I don't know why they're not trying to do so, but there's 20 seconds. They got 2 timeouts. Jackson Dart's going to take the snap, and he is going to throw a pick right to Garrett Nussmeier, and this might be a pick 6. All right, so it doesn't end up being a pick 6, but now Garrett Nussmeier can go into victory formation, and he has officially knocked Jackson Dart off of our Imperialism map. That does mean that 2 players now control the whole entire west border of our map, and I would love that to turn into 1. But our next attacker is going to be Drew Aller, and he's headed north to face Ashton Janty. So like I said before, Ashton Janty is my favorite to win the Heisman in real life, and he comes into this competition at a 55 overall, so fingers crossed that's good enough to get it done. Now, obviously, I feel like in the terms of this competition, your best bet is probably going with like Travis Hunter, but this is what Ashton Janty can do. He breaks off a massive run, scoring a touchdown, and I feel like the record that's been held for like 30 years is so impressive that in real life, he's got to have it. He puts him to sleep there, and Ashton Janty is going to win this one over Drew Aller. Our final score ended up sticking at 36-22, so a pretty dominant performance, but you got to be worried that Drew Aller put that many points up against Ashton Janty. Defense can make or break you in college football imperialism, and it looks like Ashton Janty is continuing on the attack. So we could see Ashton Janty invade any of these 5 competitors, and I know Travis Hunter is a possibility, but I kind of want to save that towards later in our imperialism to try to get you guys to watch longer. But I promise all of our decisions are being made by this wheel right here, so let's go ahead and spin it and see what direction Ashton Janty is attacking in. That's southwest, so it looks like he'll be going against Riley Leonard. So we've got the quarterback for Notre Dame trying to fend off the attack of the running back of Boise State. Y'all know who I'm rooting for, but Riley Leonard is coming into this with a 1 overall advantage. I feel like this is the perfect game to show which position is going to be better, and I honestly would not be surprised if Ashton Janty runs away with this one. And to my surprise, that actually isn't the case at all. Riley Leonard is currently leading Ashton Janty 10-7, but Ashton Janty is driving. He's right around the field goal range line, I'd say. But that's 2nd and 2. He does have all 3 timeouts, but 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. You definitely don't want to have to trust your kicker, Ashton Janty. He wants to try to find the back of the end zone, similar to how he was doing against Drew Aller, but he might just show that you're getting way too aggressive too early in college football Heisman imperialism. 2nd and 2 now, 1 minute remaining. Ashton Janty, what are you going to do? He's looking to the sideline for his play call. Ashton Janty drops back. He's going to try to find Ashton Janty in the backfield. He's going to have to take his first timeout after getting sacked by Riley Leonard. 3rd and 6 now, empty backfield. I'm kind of surprised that Ashton Janty's team isn't leaning on the run because that is his position. He's going to drop back to pass, and he is going to flow one for the first down inside the red zone. We are now at the 7-yard line. It's a 1st and goal situation. You got to expect Ashton Janty's going to pound the rock here. What a pass, though, by quarterback Ashton Janty. He kind of lofted that one up, and I think if there was a real defense out there, it might have got him picked, but he knows better than me. He's going to drop back. He's going to try to find an open man. It looks like he had room to rush, but he's going to throw it out the back of the end zone. So 2nd and goal on the road. It looks like they do have Ashton Janty back there in the backfield, but they are going to go with the pass, and he's going to find him down to the 2-yard line. He gets out of bounds as well, so that does stop the clock. 3rd and goal from the 2 coming up next. I honestly do not understand why they are not running the football. Ashton Janty scores so many touchdowns in this situation, and I hope that they are smart enough to do this, and he's not going to get knocked out of this competition early. It looks like they are going to hand the ball off, and Ashton Janty does what he does best. Scores a touchdown, goes ahead, and now all the pressure switch over to Riley Leonard. So this could potentially be our final play. Riley Leonard has to start going deep, and you got to hope that your wide receiver knows how to catch. He is going to have a man deep. and it is going to get batted down. I thought the tight end almost went in there for the snag at the end. We have one final play, a 4th and 21, essentially a 4th and 89 with 2 seconds to go. I don't know if it's possible. We're lined up in trips, Hail Mary formation. Ashton Janty is pressing the receiver down at the bottom of the screen, so we'll see what ends up happening, and it is going to fall just short. Ashton Janty stays alive, and Riley Leonard is out of our Heisman running. So with 15 finalists remaining, this is what our map is looking like, but our next attacker is gonna be Travis Hunter, and we could finally see the matchup we've all been waiting for, but Travis could also go for Jake Retzlaff. We'll see what direction this wheel spin says, and it looks like he is headed west. So honestly, I don't know if that's good for Ashton Janty. It kind of gives Travis some more momentum to work on, but Jake Retzlaff is going to have home field advantage, and we're about to see our first look at Travis Hunter. As y'all probably expected, Travis Hunter has the advantage in every single category, coming in at a 65 overall, where Jake Retzlaff is a 50 overall, but he does have to go on the road, and that might play a factor. But let's be honest, home field advantage is never going to help you that much in college football imperialism. Travis Hunter is going to get a sack right there, and he has put 31 points up today. Jake Retzlaff is still hanging in there, trying to get some charity points, but this one was a clear winner from the very start. And it just gets worse and worse for Jake. When you look at that, fumble recovery, touchdown for Travis Hunter. So Jake Retzlaff was not able to score any points in this game, so he's our first person in the Heisman Imperialism to not put up a single point, and he's leaving this Imperialism disappointed. Travis Hunter now shares an even bigger border with Ashton Janty, but fingers crossed, like I said, we don't get that matchup until later on. Those really are the two players that deserve the Heisman the most, but next up, our next attacker is going to be Will Howard. So that means we might get to see Ashton Janty again, but Curtis Rourke is the other option that Will Howard has. It looks like his directional arrow is going to end up pointing north, so that means he's going to have to face Ashton Janty. We get to see that blue field again, and even though it might not be as good as Coastal's field, I'm rooting for Ashton Janty in this one. He surprisingly doesn't have the overall advantage though. Will Howard comes in at a 59 overall, where Ashton comes in at a 55. He does, however, have the advantage on defense, and I think that's the sole reason he's gonna be fine. Once again, Ashton Janty's playing this game super close, only leading by 6 points, and Will Howard does have the ball, but they almost like camouflage into the field, which I think is a bit unfair, but Boise State, do your thing. So 3rd and 9 for Will Howard here. He still has all 3 timeouts, and he's gonna find a wide open man who could have stayed in bounds there for the touchdown. He does step out though, so the clock does stop with 1:51, and Ashton Janty really needs to clutch up with that overall advantage. Since allowing that big completion, Ashton Janty is kind of clutched up on defense, and with that knockdown right here, it's all gonna come down to this 4th and 5. Will Howard drops back to pass on 4th and 5. He's gonna have a man on the drag route, picks up the first down, and we're gonna see his first timeout be taken. He's gotta go 20 more yards to take the lead. We'll see if Ashton Janty, one of the Heisman front runners, will clutch up or if he will fall just short. He stops him just short of the first down there. 2nd and 3, no timeout being taken by Will Howard. They've got 1:20 left. The only issue that Will Howard faces is the amount of time that comes off the clock every single time you simulate. But Will Howard's gonna drop back to pass, and he is gonna find Will Howard for the go-ahead touchdown. That does leave a lot of time on the clock for Ashton Janty, and they do also still have to make the PAT, but that is a clutch moment from Will Howard. 57 seconds left. He's got to go 67 yards if he wants to score a touchdown. I would say probably like 50 yards if he wants to score a field goal, and he's gonna go deep, but it's dropped. And after 2 more incompletions, it's all gonna come down to this 4th and 10. Let's see what Ashton Janty can do. He drops back to pass, and he is gonna find Ashton Janty, but it's dropped. Will Howard knocks it out, and he knocks down one of the Heisman frontrunners. And this just shows that you do not want to expand too fast too early, but Will Howard is now taking over all of Ashton Janty's land. So now we're down to 13 finalists left, and next up, we're gonna see Cam Ward. He started on our Imperialism hot, taking care of business against Carson Beck, but now he's headed east. And that means that he'll be running into Dylan Gabriel, so we're about to see a potential playoff showdown. Cam Ward continued right where he left off, putting up 14 points early, but Dylan Gabriel has started to come back a bit. Let's see what's gonna end up happening here. He's gonna drop back to pass. Dylan Gabriel finds some time in the pocket. He's got a lot of time. He's gonna send up a Hail Mary. This game is now over, and it falls down to the ground. So Cam Ward stays alive, fights off the comeback, and wins 14-7 against Dylan Gabriel. And I feel like if Ashton Janty and Travis Hunter don't win it, the only possible option I could see is Cam Ward, and he's definitely proving that in this Imperialism. But Dillon Gabriel is getting removed, and Cam Ward now owns even more land. We also have to remove Dillon Gabriel from our wheel, and our next competitor is going to be Bryson Daly. And with him, there's no point in spinning the wheel because he's got to go through Quinn Ewers before he can get to the rest of the map. So Bryson Daly is now trying to take over Quinn Ewers' Texas-shaped land, and Bryson Daly surprisingly is one of our highest overalls in this competition. He has a massive overall advantage against Quinn Ewers, but we'll see if that helps him in the long run. It easily did, as Bryson Daly is currently up by 12 points. Quinn Ewers is trying to pull off a comeback, but I feel like this is going to be way too little, way too late. He's going to take a sack right here, and with 29 seconds left, we're not even going to see Quinn Ewers put up a fight. Bryson Daly is going to survive this one and take over all of that land in the South. And honestly, I'm pretty surprised that Quinn Ewers was our second finalist that ended up getting shut out. This is what our new map is looking like, and our next attacker is going to be Cade Klubnik. He's either got Cam Ward or Caleb Johnson, but the directional arrow points to the right, so that means it's Caleb Johnson. Will the Iowa running back prevail once again, or will we have our first position knocked out of Heisman Imperialism? It looks like Caleb Johnson was playing with his pride on the line. He takes care of business against Cade Klubnik, and he keeps the running back position in our running. I guess he's making up for the early exit of Ashton Janty, but now Caleb Johnson has some of the most land on our map. But we can't forget about some of our other Heisman finalists who are playing it safe. We got Shedeur Sanders here in the middle, Jeremiah Smith, Jalen Milroe, and even Curtis Rourke, who we have not seen yet. We'll see if the wheel spins their way, but our next attacker is going to be Will Howard once again. He's coming off a massive win against Ashton Janty, but he can face Caleb Johnson, Travis Hunter, Jeremiah Smith, or even Curtis Rourke. His directional arrow is going to end up pointing south, and that means that Curtis Rourke is getting called on. Honestly, if Will Howard plays the same that he did against Ashton Janty, he's going to be perfectly fine, and that's why I'm probably taking him in this one. Will Howard has been dominant on defense. He held this one to a defensive game, and it looks like he's about to get a sack, but Curtis Rourke is able to throw it away, and that really helps his case. If he took a sack, this game is basically over. Curtis Rourke, what are you gonna do? You're on your own 27-yard line. He's gonna find a man wide open. Is he actually going to make this a game? All of the Curtis Rourkes are running down the field. You got to try to get like one playoff. I guess they're going to go for the spike. He's going to get it off, and we're going to have like 10 seconds left and 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Curtis Rourke now has the opportunity to score in front of the Clemson Tiger. Once again, don't know what he's doing here. Curtis Rourke takes the snap, and he's going to throw it out the back of the end zone. 9 seconds to go. Are we going to have our first overtime of college football Heisman Imperialism? Wait, how are there 2 Clemson Tigers now? It all comes down to this. Are we going to be going to overtime? Curtis Rourke takes the snap. He's got some time in the pocket, but the Will Howards are going to get to him. Will Howard stays alive, and we have officially not seen an overtime game. Will Howard takes a knee, and as doing that, he wipes off Curtis Rourke off of our Imperialism map. So now Will Howard is rocking the Ohio State red, and he is claiming all of Curtis Rourke's land in the process. So here's another look at our updated map, but spinning our attacking wheel one more time, it looks like we get another look at Caleb Johnson. It looks like he's headed northwest, and that means he's gonna run right into Cam Ward. So that means that the winner of this game is going to be claiming the most territory on our map, but that isn't necessarily a good thing because it also means that they border the most finalists. Cam Ward is entering this one with home field advantage, and he's also got that overall advantage, so I feel like he probably has a pretty easy ride to the next round. And that's exactly what happened. This game was not even close. From the very start, Cam Ward took his lead, and he dominated since. Caleb Johnson is out of our competition. He was the last running back left, but now no more running backs are in our Heisman Imperialism race. So Cam Ward has now claimed the majority of the land, but he now borders Travis Hunter, so that all could be taken away. After removing Caleb Johnson from our wheel spin, we have 8 finalists left, and we're about to get another look at Bryson Daly. He has a lot of options to go with, but his directional arrow will be pointing west, and that means that he'll be taking on Garrett Nussmeier. He just barely missed out on Jalen Milroe here, but I feel like that's probably best case scenario. From who we've seen so far, Bryson Daly has the 2nd highest overall in the competition, but we'll see if Garrett Nussmeier can pull off the upset. Garrett Nussmeier really never stood a chance with that overall disadvantage, but he's looking to try off one more Hail Mary at the very end of the game. and Bryson Daly is just going to punish him even more with a pick. So Bryson Daly is now claiming even more land, and he now possesses the majority of the land on the map. And I guess to put it into Heisman terms, this also means that he's the favorite right now, but Travis Hunter is looking sneaky in that top right-hand corner. I mean, the format is basically made for him, and he's actually going to be our next attacker. He's got two options that he can go with, Cam Ward or Will Howard, but it looks like he thinks he has a better chance beating Will Howard, and that's who he's going to go with. So we'll see if Travi Patty can get the job done, and to my surprise, Travis Hunter has a lower offensive rating than Will Howard. I guess that's probably being brought down by Travis Hunter playing at quarterback, but we'll see if this means that Will Howard can pull off the upset. So I don't really think that this comes to a surprise to anyone, but Travis Hunter dominates on defense, not letting Will Howard put up a single point. So he's claiming a lot of land. And I know that you guys want to see some Travis Hunter gameplay, but he has just dominated the competition so much that it's not even worth jumping into. We are now down to 6 finalists left. Go ahead and type in the comments who you guys expect to win. But next up, we got Bryson Daly. And it looks like his directional arrow is going to be taking him northeast. So that means he's going against Shedeur Sanders. Now, if y'all have watched my channel at all before, y'all know who I'm going for. I do not like someone who flexes his watch and all of his money. So let's go Bryson Daly. So Bryson Daly really only needs like 30 more yards to be in field goal range. But after Caleb Johnson's missed field goal, I am not sure that he trusts his kicker. He is going to find a wide open guy who's just going to drop it. Those catching stats just are not high enough for Bryson Daly. You got to stick to the run game, man. So we'll see what they end up doing. I guess they don't want to go with the run just because they don't have any timeouts. He's going to go with the play action, and he is going to find a man for a first down who's going to speed past a defender, and he is going to find his way into the end zone. Shedeur Sanders makes a rookie mistake, and Bryson Daly's going to gritty on him. Y'all already know. All right, Shedeur Sanders, you're working with all 3 timeouts. 53 seconds to go from your own 24-yard line. You need a touchdown. A field goal is not going to cut it. Let's see what he ends up doing. Shedeur Sanders drops back to pass, and he is going to take a sack. That is not the way you want to start a game-winning drive. And he's not taking a timeout. I don't really know where the reasoning there. I'm sure Deion Sanders is the coach in this situation. But the clock is going to continue to run. Shedeur has completely forgot that he can call timeouts himself. We'll see what they can end up doing. 25 seconds left. Shedeur Sanders is going to be elusive, take a few yards off the scramble. We're finally going to see him take his first timeout. And so now there are 20 seconds remaining in this game. 3rd and 9 from his own 25-yard line. Shedeur's got to get a big play here. He drops back to pass. Bryson Daly sends the pressure, and he's going to get another sack on this drive. Shedeur Sanders finally does catch his mistake, and he takes his second timeout, but now it's 4th and 19. Bryson Daly is in a really good position, but anything can happen. Shedeur Sanders going to take the snap on 4th and 19. He's going to huck one deep, and it gets batted down. Honestly, if Bryson Daly let that one get completed, it would all be over. But now Bryson Daly is going to take a knee and solidify his land. So that honestly could have been one of the best games that we've seen so far. And now Jalen Milroe is basically completely surrounded by Bryson Daly. We'll see if he ever feels like attacking. And it actually looks like he wants to attack now. He's got to line this arrow up perfectly if he doesn't want to face Bryson Daly. And honestly, that's actually the perfect direction. Jeremiah Smith is going to have home field advantage, but we're about to see the 2 players we haven't seen yet. Both Jeremiah Smith and Jalen Milroe are coming into this one at a 60 overall, but it looks like Jalen Milroe is prioritizing offense coming in at a 68, where Jeremiah Smith is prioritizing defense coming in as a 72. However, if he wants to make it any further in this competition, he's going to have to successfully defend off this attack by Jalen Milroe, just like he's doing right now. But Jalen Milroe, it looks like, has one more opportunity to try to bring this game level. He's going to drop back to pass and find Jalen Milroe running the drag route. He's going to be just short of the first down, but the 2-minute timeout is going to stop the clock. Jalen Milroe is going to drop back to pass, and he is going to find a wide open man. Is Jeremiah Smith going to catch up to him? He is. But Jalen Milroe is knocking on that door. 1 minute and 52 seconds left, and Jalen Milroe has made it to the 3-yard line. That is a crazy pickup by the Jalen Milroes, but now that they're getting up to the goal line, we'll see if they can punch it in for the tying touchdown. He's going to hand the ball off to Jalen Milroe, and Jeremiah Smith is actually going to get the stop. This clock is going to tick down even more, and that honestly might not be a good thing for Jeremiah Smith. You want to leave enough time on the clock to be able to drive back down to get maybe a game-winning field goal last second. But I guess on the other hand, you don't want to just give Jalen Milroe a free touchdown, but he is going to get a pick in the end zone. I really thought that Jeremiah Smith was going to let up a touchdown there, but it's actually the complete opposite. Now he just needs a first down, and Jeremiah Smith will move on in our Heisman race. That is a wide receiver right there, and he's showing Travis Hunter, you're not the only guy that can play cornerback as well. And after picking up 2 first downs, Jeremiah Smith lines up in victory formation, and he officially stays alive in the Heisman race. So we're saying goodbye to the Alabama quarterback, and that leaves us with 4 finalists remaining. You've got Travis Hunter, the real-life favorite. You've got Jeremiah Smith, the freshman from Ohio State. You've got Cam Ward, one of the other finalists this year, and then you got Bryson Daly, who's proving to be dominant in our College Football 25 simulations. Who's going to be attacking next? It's going to be none other than Travis Hunter himself. He saw Jeremiah Smith play cornerback, and he's feeling slightly threatened. He's going to be attacking south, and that means that he'll be taking on Bryson Daly. So we'll see if Travis Hunter will continue his domination or if Bryson Daly will somehow be able to pull off the upset. And jumping into the action, this is honestly just sad. Bryson Daly has competed so well, and yet he pulls Travis Hunter. Somehow he forced Travis Hunter to punt, but he is going to try to get some kind of charity points. He's worked so hard in this Imperialism, but that just shows how dominant Travis Hunter is in this Heisman race. Bryson Daly is going to drop back to pass, and that is contested by Travis Hunter. And while we're watching this, what do you guys think Travis Hunter is going to do in the NFL? Do you guys think that he can pull off playing both ways? Me personally, I don't think he can. He surprised me by doing it in college. I played against him in high school, and he did it perfectly, but he honestly is proving to be an athlete, being able to go both ways. But when you make it to the NFL, you got grown men going against it. It's going to be impressive if you do. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. So now we get to see Travis Hunter, the offensive powerhouse, go to work. He's going to start off with a run and only pick up 2 yards. This clock continues to tick, but at least we get to see some action for the wide receiver. So we are officially at the 2-minute warning, and I'd love to see Travis Hunter try to go to the air, but he's a lot smarter with his play calling. He's just handing the ball off to himself, and he's going to break a tackle there, pick up the first down, and we honestly might see a victory formation pretty early. So with that first down, that officially brings Travis Hunter's rushing yards up to 88 yards. So it looks like a lot of their offense has been through the passing game. I want to see that, but I wonder what the other Heisman finalists are really thinking while watching this blowout. Bryson Daly looked so good over the course of this competition, and yet Travis Hunter has dominated. He's going to take the run here, and he's going to get stopped just short of the first down, and that is going to be game. Travis Hunter is now going to be dominating our map. There is a sea of gold on our island. He's got to go through Cam Ward and Jeremiah Smith, but let's go ahead and see if he's going to bring home the Heisman Trophy. This next matchup will also tell us who will be getting a free ride to the national championship. We're going to go ahead and see who will be attacking, and it's going to be Cam Ward. So if Cam Ward lands on Travis Hunter, that means Jeremiah Smith is getting a free ride to our Heisman finals. It's going to come down to our wheel spin. Let's go ahead and see what direction it will be landing on, and that is going to go north. And if you look at it, that's going to hit Travis Hunter. So that means that Jeremiah Smith is getting an automatic ride to the Heisman finals, and the winner of this game is going to have to face him. And I think we already know who he's going to be seeing, but we do have to simulate this game nonetheless. Travis Hunter's coming in at a 65 overall, and Cam Ward is only a little bit lower at a 60. Once again, Cam Ward does have the offense advantage. Travis Hunter could book his ticket to the championship with this play. We'll see what Cam Ward's able to do. He drops back to pass, and he is going to find a man, but Travis Hunter bats it down. It is now 1st and 10, and one play and one timeout is going to win this thing for Travis Hunter. He is going to run the football. Cam Ward is going to take a second timeout, but it looks like with 20 seconds left, Cam Ward is going to get one more opportunity to win this thing. He's got to go deep because he needs a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Cam Ward is going to take the snap. What's he going to do with it? He's buying some time. It looks like he's going to scramble out wide and just throw to the sideline. 12 seconds remaining, 2nd and 10. I'm kind of surprised he didn't try to force that one deep. You know that your wide receiver Cam Wards are probably down there in the end zone. We'll see if he ends up doing that on this play. This is where Travis Hunter probably will shine. He's got those matchups that he's going to prefer. Cam Ward drops back to pass, and he is going to once again throw it away. This is not the Cam Ward that we are used to. It looks like he's going to have one more opportunity to make something happen. He's got to start throwing it deep. He's got to go 65 yards if he wants to tie up this game. Cam Ward takes the snap. Travis Hunter is sending 3. His men are getting back there. He breaks one tackle. Cam Ward launches this one deep. It's not going to quite make it to the end zone. And this game is over. Luckily, Cam Ward does complete the pass, but the time already hit 0. So Travis Hunter will be facing Jeremiah Smith in our Heisman Championship. I do have to go ahead and make the changes to our map, but as you guys can see, going into the championship, Travis Hunter has dominated. He completely surrounds Jeremiah Smith, but it is still important that we spin the wheel to see who has home field advantage. The wheel lands on Travis Hunter, so that means that he has to try to invade Jeremiah Smith's land. It all comes down to this. Use your imagination. That trophy was not the national championship trophy. It was the Heisman Trophy. The winner of this competition is going to be crowned our Heisman winner. Will it be Travis Hunter, who's been dominating in real life, is probably the favorite to win, or will it be Jeremiah Smith, the freshman from Ohio State? Jumping into our championship action here, Travis Hunter is on the 1-yard line. Jeremiah Smith is trying to pull off the stop, but Travis Hunter is going to dive into the end zone, and he is the first person on the board for this touchdown. Bang! Pull off that salute, Travis Hunter. We'll see if that touchdown helps him get the Heisman Trophy at the end of the day, but it's all going to be about how Jeremiah Smith returns. And even though Jeremiah Smith might have put up a bigger fight than some of the other quarterbacks, it was all Travis Hunter from the start. Since he got that one touchdown, Jeremiah Smith just couldn't catch up. And in the end, we all knew that this was coming. Travis Hunter has dominated this entire competition. He's probably going to win the Heisman Trophy in real life unless they decide to give it to Ashton Janty, but Travis Hunter is your Heisman champion. And if you guys enjoyed this video, you're gonna love this video right here.